Racing League here at Azerbaijan. I'm your host, Biro Blue Flag, who is slightly sick alongside Biro Aldifer today.
Who is also slightly sick. So we do apologize if the stream is not up to our usual par, but we do guarantee that we will do our best, as it seems that we both have some sinus issues going on. We will continue to do the very best that we can to give you the best race coverage possible here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix located on the square in Baku. Today we'll be racing around this 3.7 mile circuit, which has 20 turns, and the best lap set here, the race lap record set by Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari in the 2019 season of a 143.009. Doesn't really look like we'll be seeing any lap times around that race pace, most likely, because the game has everybody running so much faster. We're probably going to see lap times clicking off more around the 140 range to high 139s here in Tier 2 today. But let's have a quick little talk about this track here at Baku City Circuit. One of the things that you have to look at is it has the longest straightaway confirmed by the FIA here in Baku. You come out of turn 16, a quick right, left, right chicane at 190 miles an hour when you come out of turn 19, and then the slight kink of turn 20 where the DRS detection is, and then we go all the way down the straightaway, this long straight at about 212, 213 miles an hour before you slam on the brakes to come into turn 1 to run into what I like to call the Bull's Ring. There's going to be a lot of cars on a skinny piece of track, and they're all going to want the same real estate all the way through 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And then hopefully we'll see everybody starting to spread out around turn 5 and 6. So that way, whenever we get to the famous castle sector, we won't have a massive pileup. Hopefully nobody will Charles Leclerc right into castle. We'll see everybody get through there cleanly. Blue Flag, do you think that we're going to see everybody make it through there okay within the first few laps, or you think we're going to see like what we would see at Daytona with the stock car racing, just the big one, everybody all piles into one area?
Considering what happened last season in Tier 2 with the big pileup, I think we'll see something similar probably. Um, but you never know. These drivers could be taking it cautiously. We could see a pileup at turn 2 like we did in Tier 2 last year, like I said. Or we could see something in the castle section or something even later in the race when everybody gets a little bit spaced out. We never know. It's always a guessing game.
One of the big stories here today that we're hearing out of our drivers down in the pit lane is nobody is 100% sure on what the strategy is to win here. I've seen multiple guys on track today running the softs to hards, and I've seen other guys on track running the mediums to the hards, and people running hards to mediums. So there's quite a few, about 3 or 4 different strategies that we may see play out here today if this goes green the entire way. But here we go. We have now loaded in to the qualifying session. This will be a 15-minute qualifying session, and it looks like we've already got one car firing up down there in the pit lane. I'm not sure who that is, but somebody decided they wanted to leave very early. Makes me wonder if they might have skipped loading their setup. I don't see anybody. I don't see any crewmen coming out, though. That may be a sound glitch that I'm experiencing. I apologize. Oh, I do hear a car has definitely fired up now. Let's see who that is.
That is going to be an alpha. Let's see if I can see who it is. It's going to be Ritzy Raccoon heading out to the circuit first. Oh, and he immediately goes into the escape road. That's going to be a thing here, is the escape roads, as he becomes a little bit of he pulls a little bit of a Ragoonathan.
Blue Flag, do you think it's possible that you would be able to check in with one of the drivers to see what the weather's looking like for this weekend? Are we going to be able to stay dry, or are we going to have a loop thrown in here after qualifying and it goes to wet like it did last week at China?
Let me see what the
Currently,
drivers.
we've got one of the owners out here, Skeppy, in the Renault, coming down through. What is that going to be? That's going to be the 5-6 chicane, I believe. And yes, it is. He's going to be making his run down into turn 7. He is out there on the softs. So, like I said, there's a lot of different strategies we could see here today. I'm not sure if he's actually going to be setting hot laps on these tires or if he's just putting in like a decent little lap just to try to feel what his car is going to do here in this session. He's got Mephaestus in the Haas right in front of him going through turns 13, 14, and coming up to 15 now. He's going to slow down considerably and hard on the brakes into 15. That's a corner right there. It's going to catch out quite a few drivers. I'm sure we're going to see plenty of wing damage there today. 16 right here, it's a hard left as you come out. You got to get up on that curb, but if you take too much of it, you don't have your suspension set up just the right way, it can send you spinning off directly into the driver's left wall. So we're going to follow along here with a face taste and just see what he does this lap as he opens up his DRS coming down the front straightaway. Going to see him go into the heavy braking zone here at turn 1, doing 213 miles an hour. Hits the brakes really hard, gets into that hard left-hander. Basically, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are nothing but 90-degree turns. Come out of there. He's actually on the mediums, I've just noticed. He gets a good run out of that turn, opens up his DRS.
Yeah, the Haas of McFace's definitely looking good. I am trackside with the just spoke with the Renault pit crew. They do say that it is going to be a clear qualifying and a clear race. So it looks like we're gonna have dry weather all weekend long.
Wonderful, wonderful. Good dry weekend here at Baku is what you like, because right here where McFace's is coming into now, the castle sector, you've really got to throw it in to this fast left-right right there. You really got to throw it into that corner and just trust that your car is going to stick to it. And with rain, that would just be so treacherous. Drivers wouldn't even want to be on the track at that point.
Most definitely. It looks like we have a bunch of other drivers currently on their hot laps. Looks like Birel Skeppy's one of them. SF1 Tom, last week's race winner. Mex Stylo, I think he is a newcomer actually. In the Merc. Mex Senna and Funky Cactus. Just being some of them. Ritzy, he looks like Ritzy Raccoon's actually going to be the first person to set a hot lap. Let's see what he could do on the hard compound. Coming across the line, it is going to be a 141.1 for the Alfa Romeo. Let's see, McFace's immediately shuts that down with a 140.4.
I think we're going to
on
see
the
Skeppy go to
mediums.
the top of the leaderboard. He purpled sector 2. Oh, no.
Oh no!
No, so he slew down a lot. He slew down a lot. He is almost stopped on the front straight. I'm wondering if he may have actually hit the brakes just before the line. It's quite possible. I don't think Skeppy would run a 140.8, especially on the soft compound. I would think he'd be more at least in the 38.5 range, even for just a beginning lap for this session. So we'll have to follow up and see what's happening down at Renault.
Yeah, and Mex Stylo goes fastest with a 139.6 on the medium compound tires. Biro Skeppy kind of taking it easy. Oh, he misses the corner, misses turn 3. He has to go a little bit into the escape road, going very slowly.
And Ritzy Raccoon picks up a 5-place grid penalty. He's had a collision with Mephaestus in the Haas.
Yeah, and Ritzy has wing damage, so Ritzy's
It's
gonna get.
possible. It's possible they just came out of the castle sector. They may have actually ran into each other. Oh, you see Ritzy bounce off the wall right there. No front wing equals no front downforce equals no turning ability whatsoever. So, oh, and he hits that wall really hard, and his car is now stopped, and he is retired from the session. He may actually not have. Yes, his right front suspension has failed. So that's going to hinder a lot of guys as his car is sitting right there on the exit.
Yeah, that's gonna ruin a lot of people's first runs. That's because they're gonna have to go ahead and swing wide.
So Ritzy now is going to have to be sitting pretty with that 141 on his medium, on his hard compound tire. We're not really going to see him go anywhere more as BRL Maverick comes through in the Renault on his set of softs to run a 139 flat. He's going to be our provisional pole sitter as of right now. But I expect these guys to start going a little faster as they go back into pit lane and put on another fresh set of softs. Not quite sure how many guys are going to try to stick out on the mediums.
It looks like Whiffy Winner's on a current hot lap. He just came out of turn 2 with his teammate right behind him of Tazonic. Tazonic looks to be on a out lap right now. So Whiffy on a hot lap on those hard compound tires, already done a lap with them. So they're definitely a little bit more worn in than what they would have been a lap previous, of course. More temperature in the tires, better grip, of course, always. As he's heading into the crucial castle section like we were talking about earlier. Just you have to get it millimeter right every single lap.
Yeah, at this place, if you turn in just a little too late, you stay on the brakes just a little too long and turn in too early, or you lock up. There's so many things that can go wrong just right there at the castle sector that can do more than just ruin a lap. It can ruin a car, and it can ruin an entire weekend. But here we see Whiffy. He's just come out of the final hard left-hander, turn 16. Maverick has retired from the session. Not sure what's happened there. Possibly Blue Flag could find that for us. And another retirement, Kevin has retired, but here comes Whiffy.
Oh, Kevin, I think Kevin got into the castle section. Let me go ahead and confirm this real quick. See if I can
Okay,
find a
Whiffy
car near the
winner.
castle. Yeah,
Whiffy
there
winner
is a.
has come across and set a 141 to put him in P7. Blue Flag, what do you got?
So, for Ritzy, he smacked into the castle section, spun, blocked someone, which was the Haas of McFaceface as we were talking about, and couldn't turn. So he smacked the wall at the left-hander with the big, at the turn 16, if I'm correct, and that
Yes,
was his qualifying over.
correct. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And
Right now,
Maverick, I think, had an incident with Max Senna at pit entry, and that's why he's out of the session. And then Kevin lost it at the castle section. So already 3 retirements in qualifying, 3 separate incidents. So definitely spicing up things here now.
well, here we've got some spicy stuff going on. Whiffy winner has his teammate directly behind him, and it looks like he just really held his teammate up all the way through the castle sector. His teammate Tizonic in the Toro Rosso was right on his gearbox coming into turn 7, the hard right just before you come into the actual castle area. And if I were Tizonic, I might be having a little bit of a talk with the team now.
Honestly, I think they were doing that on purpose. I think they were doing that to help Tizonic out, give him a good draft, as he's going to be heading towards the uh, start finish straight to complete his first flying lap of the qualifying session with 8 minutes left in the session. Let's see what he comes up with as he's keeping it an overtake as he doesn't have a lot of ERS left. And what is his lap time going to be? It's going to put him up to 8th with a 141.9. So good lap for Tazonic in the Toro Rosso.
And he's right at 300ths faster than his teammate. So you may be right, but honestly, Blue Flag, I'm going to tell you, it really did look like whenever they were coming into Castle that Whiffy was holding him up ever so slightly. So I think Tazonic could have gone a little faster than that if Whiffy would have moved over after turn 6 and allowed Tazonic to go by him. But we'll see what happens. Got a lot of cars sitting in pit lane right now. Everybody's just kind of going in and biding their time. As you can see right now, Wraith, he's coming in. Very, very slow pit entry, wanting to make sure he doesn't hurt anything on that Williams. Max
We got
Senna looks like he's coming in as well.
Big Mr. Brown is on a outlap, so is Max Senna. Well, Max Senna is actually coming in. My corrections. Big Mr. Brown and Max Stylo in the Mercedes. They're on a outlap. It looks like Max Stylo is about to begin his second flying run, I should say. My bad.
Big Mr. Brown has an issue. He's struggling for front end grip coming through the what is that, turn 19. He actually had to get out of the throttle and slow down a little bit, so not quite sure what's going on there.
We're gonna go on board with the alpha of Big Mr. Brown, like you were saying. He did kind of have an oversteer there going into one, so definitely could be a front grip issue, as you were saying.
Yeah, not quite sure what's going on. He didn't look bad in turn 2. We'll see how he does down here in 3. Car looks pretty good and stable through 3. Turns 4, he gets just a little bit of oversteer, but that's pretty usual to have that problem there. Not quite sure what was happening there as he was coming through turns 18, 19, and 20. He just really looked like he had an issue with the front end, but just from my point of view now, it looks like every bit of wing is there, so... And he's got... Who is that? Is that Max Senna just running him down right now?
McSenna is not on course,
Or
actually.
no, excuse me, that's Mick Stale. He has ran down Big Mr. Brown, and they're both on hot laps.
You know, this could be interesting. This could be implications on Max Stylo's lap if Big
One
Mr. Brown.
Stylo is on softs as well, and Brown is on mediums. So this might actually help his lap. As you can see, Stylo's just purpled sector 2 in that Mercedes, getting a great run. They're going to go side by side. They're going to open up DRS and come down to the start-finish line, and I think we're going to see Stylo move up, and he does. He takes the pole so far with a 138.6, and he may have enough time that he could just really work hard to get back to pit lane and go again, but we're not sure if that's what he wants to do, as Big Mr. Brown almost loses it coming out of turn 2 with some oversteer. He runs a 141.4.
See, it looks like Orange crushed that into bits. Let's see if Maxena and Ringwraith are on their outlaps. Let's see if anybody else is on an outlap. It doesn't look like everybody's still in the pits, waiting for that last opportunity to head out onto the course.
Yeah, right now it's going to be a really quiet time on track. Everybody's just going to sit in the pit lane and kind of wait it out till they can have just that premier moment on track where the track evolution is going to be at its best for qualifying. Get the tires nice and warm, and they can go out on a good hot lap where they feel like they'll be stuck to the tarmac a little better than before. So we see Ringwraith coming through turns 19 and now running through the kink at 20. He's about to start his hot lap.
Yeah, so we're going to go on board with Ringwraith as he's going to head down to turn 1 all the way from 211 miles an hour down to 70 as you head down, get up all the way to 170 miles an hour and then back down to 50 for turn 2. And then you have the technically second DRS activation zone of the course after turn 2 into turn 3, which all these are 90-degree turns, so it's all about taking that perfect racing line. There's a little bit of lockup there from Ringwraith that's going to hurt him a little bit as he is pushing it, as he's trying to get everything he can out of that Williams for his what will be last qualifying run, I believe. And then we have also Mexena. Mexena's getting into traffic with the Toro Rosso, the sister car getting in the way. Let's see,
And this
that's
is Senna's
Whiffy.
hot lap, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Whiffy getting in the way of Mexena. So that might have just hurt Mexena there.
Race coming down to turn 16 now, the final hard 90-degree turn on this track. He gets a really, really good exit. Coming up here to 18, downshifts, goes through 19, heads through 20. He's going to come down to the detection zone. He opens that DRS up within about a tenth of the detection area. And he's going to come through, and he is going to set a 141.6 on three lap old mediums. What? It just showed he was on a out lap, didn't it? Did he not put new tires on?
I don't think he did. Yeah, those don't have a shine to them. Those are not new tires.
Wow. As we
Let's
see
see what
Mexena
Mex.
now, he's
Yep.
coming through. Ooh, he was
Ooh.
really hindered on his lap. I know while you were following along with Ring Wraith,
He's still
it looks like
going.
he's
No,
going. Yeah,
he
he's going for
abandoned it.
another one.
He abandoned it. So
Well, I
smart
think he
choice
had to.
there.
There was a yellow in sector 1, and when I was panning around, the only drivers that I could find there was Senna and Whiffy.
It looks like Orange Crush has retired from the session. I think he retired in the pit lane, so it's nothing to no implications there.
I'm unsure if he retired in the pit lane or if he ate the wall on pit entry, which is very easy to do here.
Funky Cactus about to start his flying lap with about 40 seconds left in the session. Bureau Skeppy's heading out onto the course. Well, he is out on the course. He is getting ready for his last flying lap as he kicks into hot lap mode. Heading down to the turn one, gonna hit 210, 211 miles an hour, heading down all the way down to 70, and then he's gonna get all the way back up to 160 miles an hour before braking heavy again once again all the way down to 60 miles an hour as he heads down into the first DRS detection zone of the lap, heading down to turn three.
Max Senna's about to finish his lap. He's coming into turn 16, the final hard left-hander on this track. Goes through the kink at 17. He's coming up to the left-hander of 18, the quick right-hander of 19. He's on the soft, so I didn't see him purple any of the sectors on this lap, so I'm curious as to what he's going to run. He's only in 7th gear. He's not taking 8th gear. Wow, he took
Oh, he's
8th
ran
gear
out of
very
ERS.
late.
He ran out of ERS.
And I think he ran out of fuel. He might be out of fuel as well. So he ran out. I think he ran out of fuel and ran out of ERS, and he still set a 140.6.
That's very respectable for Maxena, as we're gonna go on board with BRL Skeppy as he's heading towards turn 16 right now. He's
Ooh,
heading towards.
Senna may have just been showing Whiffy Winner some of his displeasure. He just shoved Whiffy Winner through turn 2 a little bit. Naughty, naughty.
As BRL Skeppy's heading towards the front straight to finish his last flying lap. Let's see what he could do if he can improve from his current 8th place on those medium compound tires. Heading towards the detection zone. What is it going to be for BRL Skeppy? It's going to be close. He kicks it into DRS, barely any DRS left. He is going flat out. What's it going to be? It's going to be a non-improvement. He's not going to improve there. It looks like we have one more out on track. SF1 Tom. SF1 Tom on the hard compound tires to see what he could do heading towards the start-finish line.
Oh, Redeemer, you'll see him right here on SF1 Tom's onboard. Somehow he has lost all suspension on the front of that car.
Oh, and SF1 Tom goes to 7th. So good result from the Ferrari driver. But that is going to be your qualifying. Mick Stylo getting his first pole of the season with BRL Mavics closely behind in second. Funky Cactus in third, the Canadian with the Chile driver. McFay stays in fourth. Whiffy Winner in fifth. Nexena in sixth. SF1 Tom, Tazonic, Skeppy, and Ritzy Raccoon round out your top 10. And now for the bottom of your grid, you have 11th was Big Mr. Brown, 12th Ring Wraith, 13th Orange Crush, 14th LDR Redeemer, and then your no timers with Weiser Square, who had a quali ban from last week, and then Kevin, who crashed in the castle section. And that's going to be your qualifying for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Well, let's not also forget that the every car on the grid from P11 back is going to gain a position because Ritzy Raccoon had a 5-place grid penalty due to a collision with Mephistes. So we'll see that
You're
here on the
absolutely
grid.
right.
So, like we were talking about earlier in the broadcast, we do have a couple different strategies going on here. Some guys have elected to go softs at the beginning. Some drivers have elected to go with mediums. Everybody from 11th back, we're not sure what they're on right now because they do have the option of changing tires on the grid to pick which tire they start on. Blue flag, if you were in P11 or further back, what's the tire that you think you would start on? Would you start on a harder compound or a softer
Yeah,
compound?
you wanna go for an alternate strategy. You wanna try something. You wanna gamble. So you always want to go for a harder compound. Try and throw off the strategy. make make people second guess things. As they're going to begin away for the formation lap. It's going to be Mech Styler leading them with Bureau Maverick, the Renault, in second behind them. So, Aldifer, what are your predictions for the race? What do you think we'll see? Who do you think we'll see up at the front?
Well, Stylo showed a lot of great pace in qualifying. I didn't get to see him in the practice sessions today and earlier this week, so I'm not quite sure what his race pace is going to look like here. Maverick, I'm expecting him to do very well. This is a track that he has done very well at in the past in Tier 1, so I'm expecting to see Maverick on the podium today. One thing that I am worried about is Funky Cactus. He will hunt you down and he will do it in a hurry. He loves a challenge. And starting in P3, I can see just immediately he is going to want to go to the front as fast as possible. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Racing Point at the head of the pack early. Another thing is, I believe we're probably going to see a safety car. We saw a lot of guys having issues through the castle sector. So there will most likely be a safety car within the first, I'll say 5 laps. Other than that, it's all up in the air.
Another thing, you can't count out McFace days. He's kind of like a sleeper agent. He does really well in qualifying, and then out of nowhere, he'll just surprise you in races sometimes. Had a really good end of the season in Tier 2 last season. Hopefully he can pull out some good results so far. He's qualified well in P4 on those medium tires behind Funky Cactus.
Yeah, another driver that I'd really love to see do well is going to be BRL Skeppy. I'd really love to see the Renault team do very well this year. So I'd love to see Skeppy run from 9th and get a podium. But we'll just have to wait and see. He showed pretty decent pace. We're not sure what happened on his second qualifying lap where he didn't improve. But I'm sure we're in for just an amazing race today with a lot of action and plenty of on-track drama.
Most definitely, as we're going to be getting lined up for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. 26 laps is your race distance today. Mech Stylo and the Mercedes on pole with Bureau Maverick right alongside him as we're going to be waiting for the lights to come on. As we're going to be waiting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And the Azerbaijan Grand Prix is underway.
And Funky Cactus with a bad start.
Bureau Maverick with a good start. He's not trying to get on the inside. McStyle is going to retain that lead. And there's a massive pile up in the back. Lots of carnage and damage back there. Looks like Tizonic got it off worse. He doesn't have a front wing. And we have a virtual safety car already. Alderfer.
Well, with the new, like I said, I expected this to happen with the latest patch update that Codemasters released for this game. They upped the frequency for VSCs and safety cars. So I was pretty sure we'd see something here early on. And since it's a VSC, all these guys are still very close together, remaining at 40% of race pace. So I believe we're probably going to see a little bit more drama before we even make it back to the front straightaway.
It looks like we are green again. So, Bureau Maverick on the back of Mech Stylo. McFace Taste up into third after Funky Cactus, who's already down in 10th. And Mech Senna's up into 4th. SF1 Tom 5th. Bureau Skep. Oh, and Stylo hits the wall. I don't think he got any damage from it, though.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any damage on the front end of the Mercedes, but we may need to get a bit of a better view at that as we have another yellow flag.
Why is your squares out? Is that going to bring out a safety car?
Oh, somebody has outbraked themselves into turn 16, it would seem.
Yeah, and it was Weiser Square.
Ringwraith involved in that.
Yep, and is that going to bring out a safety car is the question. It doesn't look
And we've got them going 3 wide down the front straightaway. The 2 Force Indias And Big Mr. Brown, as Big Mr. Brown now peels off to go into pit lane, as we have another car peeling off to go into pit lane. That's going to be Kevin in the Red Bull.
There's 4 cars in the pit lane. We got Ritzy, Adam, Kevin, and Big Mr. Brown all in the pit lane. After lap 1, it looks like Ringwraith is not going to join them. But now we have 5 cars actually. Tazonic joined them as well. B-Raw Mavericks into the lead. B-Raw Maverick side by side with Mexstyle. Mexstyle is going to have to give up the position. Maverick's going to move up into P1.
And look at Mephaestus. Mephaestus is right there. He may just be sitting there. Like you said, he's a very sly, very ghostly driver. He's one of those where he can get behind 2 cars that are battling for a position and kind of wait just a little bit and wait for one of them to make a mistake that causes the other one to slow, as we see Stalo all over the end of that, trying to get back up into first place. We're still not sure if that the Mercedes has damage or not. We'll try to find out for you.
Most definitely, as he's going to try and get that charge on that Renault as fast as he can. He wants that position back as McFay stays dropping back a little bit into the clutches of the Red Bull of Max Senna. And B-Raw Skeppy right on the tail of Max Senna as well. But Max Stylo and B-Raw Maverick already making themselves the race leader, the leading pack, I should say.
What happened to Mephaestus? Mephaestus was not far off of them in the beginning of Sector 2, and now here he is. He's 1.7 seconds down. As Skeppy now moves up to P4.
Oh, but Max Senna's going to fight it back, and Max Senna's going to get the position back there. DRS is enabled now.
DRS should be available. Skeppy should be able to pass him fairly easily.
Max Senna got a great run, though. It might be difficult for Skeppy to get around him.
Well, here comes Skeppy. He's going to come down to driver's left. They
bang wheels.
Tight. Ooh. Thought Skeppy had almost outbraked himself there, but they both make it through cleanly, with Skeppy taking the position into P4. Skeppy's going to be your biggest forward mover of the race. By lap 3, he has made up 5 positions, and I will not be surprised if we see him hunt down Mephaestus and get up there with the front runners very quickly.
Most definitely, as it looks like Stylo and Maverick are still going at it. Stylo's still over the back of that Renault gearbox. But Maverick's
as Renault gets loose.
Yeah, and I bet you Maverick's praying that Skeppy can get to the back of him to maybe bother Stylo and make him defend instead of attack, and so that Maverick can just drive away. It should be very interesting, though, as Max Stylo is going to have DRS this go around on the front straight. Let's see what Maverick can do to defend it as they're going to head down. They're going to reach speeds of 210 miles an hour, heading down the longest straight of the F1 calendar. Let's see what happens
not
here.
Be able to do much. Maverick's just going to let him go around the right-hand side. He is going to clear him. Maverick's not going to fight back. He's going to wait for the DRS detection zone coming out of turn 2. He's probably going to try and give Stalo a piece of his own medicine, as they both brush the wall.
Yep, and Ringwraith lost connection to the server, so he's going to try and get back in the session to jump back in his car. As Maverick unable to do anything on that first DRS detection zone, so he's going to have to wait until the front straight to be able to make a move.
Speaking of the front straightaway, we've got a pass. The Red Bull of Kevin is now passing the Redeemer. He's going to make that pass nice and clean going into turn 1. Will Redeemer try to fight back coming out of turn 2?
We'll see here as he's going to try and kick the ERS up into overtake. Kevin's going to try and take the left side of the wall. LDR Redeemer is going to try as much as he can. Is he going to try and dive bomb? No, he's not. He's going to slot in behind the
Red Bull was fast.
Yeah, that Red Bull had great straight line speed coming down that back straight. Let's see if we have any other battles. It looks like this is our only battle currently. Everybody else is
Skeppy is in the wall. Skeppy has hit the wall in turn... What is that? That's turn 15. That's the wall that we saw a couple drivers having issues with. Weiser Square has now left the session, as I was just about to talk about him. We saw him eat that wall early on in this race, and now Skeppy has just hit it. Not sure if he picked up any damage. He hit it pretty square. Looks like he kind of slid into the corner. Looks
And
like he
look
was.
for Skeppy. Oh, he's not pitting. But I
Yeah,
was
it
about to say
looked like
look for him to
he
pit.
was. It
Look
looked like
for
he
him to
was,
pit. Yeah. I
but
was
then he
gonna say
moved over.
yeah. I was gonna say look for him to pit to the medium compound tires. Go for a medium to hard strategy.
And now
Uh,
Skeppy is falling prey to SF1 Tom and the Ferrari.
yeah, our championship leader, the Pumpkinhead, is closing down on that Renault. He seems very familiar to closing down on Renaults recently. He's he passed Maverick in the first round for the race win, but Maverick and Stylo's pulling away a lot now from the Renault of Maverick. So Stylo definitely getting in his groove. Let's see if Maverick can gain back that time. As McFace is still in the third with about a 3-second gap to Skeppy. Skeppy getting very close to the castle section wall there. Lucky to not lose any more wing.
And the Ferrari of SF1 Tom is now within just over half a second of the Renault of Skeppy. So we're going to see SF1 Tom, who has a lot of ERS saved up. He's got 97%
Oh,
battery.
it's Skeppy hits the wall again.
Oh, goodness. Yeah,
I
so
think
we're
if I
going to
was Skeppy, I
see.
would pit.
Yeah, and if he does pit, it'll make it a lot easier for SF1 Tom. SF1 Tom now is going to get the DRS coming into the front straightaway, going through the final kink of turn 20 as they come to it now. As SF1 Tom gets a great run out of there, he's going to pass Skip before they even make it to the DRS activation zone.
Yep, and then goes Skeppy, and if I were him, I'd put on the
And
medium compound tires.
Whiffy Winner has come out of nowhere. He is right next to the Ferrari. They're going into turn 1 side by side. The Ferrari is going to lose out to Whiffy Winner. Where did he come from?
I did not see him come by. Adam's out of the session. Let's see what happened. Let's see if I can get on board with Ritzy. Let's see what happened there. Let's see. He lost it in turn 15. He hit the. It looks like he hit the castle. Um,
Oh, as
not the castle.
Tazonic goes around, Tazonic has looped it at turn
Oh,
17. Or no, excuse me, I believe that's turn 18 or 19.
yeah, that's right
Yes,
before
turn
the kink.
19. And he's got heavy damage to the front end of that Toro Rosso. He should be making his way to pit lane now.
But
As we
yeah,
go
it
back
looks
up
like
here, SF1 Tom is all over the back of Whiffy Winner. SF1 Tom's probably going to want to stay right here until we get to the front straightaway. He's taking it nice and easy. Remember, SF1 Tom is on the hard compound tire. So he will be on these tires for a long time. We'll probably see him on these tires, depending on what strategy he's on, we'll probably see him on these tires till about lap 14 or lap 20, depending on whether or not he wants to throw on mediums or throw on softs. But he's lost a little bit of time to Whiffy Winner, but he will still be within DRS range coming into the activation zone out of turn 20 on the front straightaway.
Yep, and you're getting a sense of speed here with this great chopper cam from
Oh,
our broadcast crew of
Mr.
the sense
Brown
of
has
speed.
looped it. Mr.
We are,
Brown has looped it in the castle section. He is just sitting there in the escape road. I think he's quitting. I think he's quitting.
no, he's getting out of it.
Okay,
It's a bit of
you need.
Rajavier Magunathan. If you guys know what I'm talking about, Rajavier Magunathan,
As
Ragunathan, I should say.
Maverick comes out of the pit lane with a brand new set of hard compound tires. So only 6 full laps on those softs, and he ducked in. So that gives us an idea of when SF1 Tom would be pitting to get his new set of tires, depending on what strategy he's on.
Most
Now it's all
definitely.
about how much time Maverick is able to make up during his outlap compared to the Mercedes of Stalo. Stalo did not go in. He is still out on those tires. We're not sure how good those tires are for him right now.
I mean, they'd have to be pretty good because he's still extending to that gap to McFace, who's in second currently, and also Whiffy Winner, who's running in third ahead of SF1 Tom and Maxena. It looks like we have a battle of the two racing points. LDR Redeemer and Funky Cactus. The Funky Cactus, the Canadian, trying to hunt down his teammate of LDR Redeemer. LDR Redeemer, of course, joined us in the booth at Bahrain after he crashed out late in the race. As they're heading up the castle section, LDR Redeemer looks like he got a little loose there, I should say. As they're gonna head down towards turn 15, the wall that we like to call it, as McFace takes over the race lead as Meg Stylo goes into the pits to get those hard cop-out tires. Where does Maverick come out compared to Stylo?
Maverick is just about to cross the start-finish line. It looks like Stylo is going to be clear of him by about 3 or 4 seconds, blue flag.
Yeah, and oh, Maverick just hit the wall. He just lost an end plate. That's bad news for Maverick. He has wing damage now. And Skeppy's
Definitely
gonna move
not what
up
the
in the
Renault driver
sevens.
wanted to see.
So yeah, heartbreaking for Maverick. Was looking so good. Now he has end plate damage. So the question is he gonna carry on this wing damage, or is he gonna pit for softs later in the race?
Well, there's still a pretty decent chance that we could see a safety car. We've got quite a few cars running in close bunches, in close groups. We could still see 2 cars run into the castle section just a little too hot and take each other out.
We could definitely see that. As still on board with Beer on Maverick as we're coming up on the ghost car, and I believe that is Big Mr. Brown. Looks like Big Mr. Brown just kind of driving his own race right now, about 3 seconds back on Ritzy Raccoon, his teammate. The two alphas not really having the greatest of weekends, as Whiffy Winner is close to the back of SF1 Tom. I mean, other way around. SF1 Tom's close to the back of Whiffy Winner. He's gonna have DRS, I believe, coming down the front straight. No, he's not. He's gonna be just out of the detection zone. Let's see if we can find any other closer battles. It looks like the Canadian of Funky Cactus still near the back of LDR Redeemer, his teammate. They're kind of spaced out. They might be working with each other instead of against each other there, Oliver. Yeah, let's see if we can find it. It looks like Whiffy Winner beginning to fall into the clutches of SF on top of Whiffy Winner runs deep into turn 4. That's going to open the opportunity for SF on top. They're going to go side by side between 5 and 6. Whiffy Winner going to maintain the position though.
SF1 Tom, oh, I thought he was thinking about it just then, coming into the hard right-hander. Whiffy Winner a little slow through that corner compared to SF1 Tom. SF1 Tom backs off of him just a little bit, does not want to follow too closely into the castle sector. That's not a bad idea. It's a good way to keep your car good till the end.
As Whiffy Winner is going to pull on him a little bit, he's out to 6/10 out in front of SF1 Tom now. And remember, Whiffy Winner is going to be coming into pit lane probably within the next 3 to 4 laps, I'd say, to get off of those mediums and hop on a set of hards, while SF1 Tom is most likely going to stay out and take over the lead of this race, and then he'll stop somewhere around lap 15 to 17.
We're going to focus our attention to the two racing points in 9th and 10th currently battling out for battling for 9th, as looks like they're on 2 alternate strategies. It looks like Funky Cactus is on hards, but shows him on mediums. It's odd. And LDR Redeemer on medium hop out tires. So the two having alternate strategies, but it looks like they're working for each other. It looks like they're benefiting off each other a lot.
Whiffy Winner into the wall. Whiffy Winner has gone into the wall. He has outbraked himself coming into turn 3 and has hit the wall, leaving the door wide open for SF1 Tom to take that position and move up into second.
Yeah, but it looks like you have the Alpha and Mech Stylos right there as well. So Ritzy Raccoon and Mech Stylo just right there. Ritzy runs super deep into the corner. Thank God he's ghosted though. Oh, and Stylo runs a little bit deep into the castle turn. Uh, that's never good for him. But he's gonna crawl into the clutches of Whiffy Winner, like Whiffy Winner is standing still. As SF1 Tom's gonna try and run away as much as he can from Max Stylo, as he wants to try and build a gap.
Whiffy Winner's going to have damage, I'm pretty sure, on the front end of that Toro Rosso. So as they come down through 17, 18, 19, and 20, he's having to pedal it. You can see it. He is having to get out of the throttle and make the turns. So that's allowing the Mercedes to get ever closer, which is going to make his run down the front straightaway with DRS even better. He's going to pull out to go around Whiffy Winner as we see the Toro Rosso of Whiffy Winner dumping into pit lane. He's going to need some repairs. Max Stylo hard onto the brakes. He got a great run coming out of turn 1. He is going to probably catch SF1 Tom very rapidly, I would think.
Yeah, you would think so, but remember SF1 Top does have 10 lap old hards. I would say they're more of in the golden stage compared to Max Stylo.
Skeppy and Kevin in the Red Bull going side by side into turn 2. Kevin yields that position to Skeppy, but he's now got DRS. Skeppy staying right in the middle of the track, not really giving Kevin the idea of where he wants to go. Kevin moves drivers left. He is going to secure that position going into turn 3. Good battle here between these two teams.
This definitely is. Kevin's going to try and pull away from the Renault of Max, BRL Skeppy, my mistake.
Skeppy dealing with a little bit of oversteer coming out of turn 6, but here in turn 7, we'll see how he does. Looks very secure and planted on exit. So, looks like we're probably, and Skeppy making up a lot of time on Kevin through the castle section. So, we'll probably see those two battling it out again down the front straightaway and down the back straight as well. Kevin's got his car turned up into overtake. And now he's turned it down to 0. He's trying to put as much time between he and Skeppy as possible. Skeppy's now turned his car up. He is now running in ERS mode 3. But Kevin has done it. Kevin has gotten 1.1 seconds clear of Skeppy. So Skeppy is not going to have DRS this lap. So we're going to see the Renault stay behind the Red Bull of Kevin.
Yep, and it looks like Skeppy's going to be losing a lot of time with that wing damage that he has.
Back up front, we've got Max Stylo.
Oh,
who,
wait,
remember what I said? He is all the way up on SF1 Tom's gearbox. He's caught up to the Ferrari. So now we get to see the battle of the Mercedes versus Ferrari coming into the castle sector. Let's pray as Ritzy Raccoon gets a 5-second time penalty. And he just puts it off into the wall very hard. He's going to be out of the session. And there's the safety car.
Oh, this just threw a wrench in, I would say just threw a wrench in Stylo's strategy.
Well, now everybody has the chance to duck in and get tires.
Oh, my goodness.
Skeppy gets a penalty, drive-through penalty for speeding during the safety car.
If you want to go and see how many people just got a penalty, because remember that glitch happened last week, and they altered the race results because of it.
Yes, correct. So we've got Ritzy Raccoon, who just crashed out and caused this safety car. A lot of drivers with a lot of warnings. Ritzy again. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 drivers all just received drive-through penalties. Whiffy Winner, Kevin, BRL Skeppy, Funky Cactus, and Kevin. So both Red Bulls receiving drive-through penalties for speeding under safety cars. So that is most likely a game glitch that will be... See, now here's the problem. How are you going to overwrite that? How are you going to take that penalty away? Because it's a drive-through. It's not a time-second penalty. So if these guys want to go in and take tires under the safety car, they can't serve it because it's under safety car.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna say that they're stuck with his Mavericks in the pits. He's gonna get a new wing and medium compound tires. And
SF1 Tom has done the same. He went in and came back out. He's sitting pretty
look
in
at
third
McFace
with his
days.
brand new
Look at
SF1
McFace
tires.
days. Brand new hard compound tires. Second place behind Mech Stylo.
See, now we'll have to see if that benefits him or not, because he didn't have the pace earlier on in the race when they were all on similar compounds. But I'm not sure what's glitching out here, whether it's my telemetry or if it's the screen. On my telemetry, it shows he's on hards, but on the screen, he's on mediums.
Yeah, but he started on medium, so it would be hards.
Correct, you are correct. I don't know. I think Stylo will probably get away from him. The driver that I would be most concerned with if I were Stylo is going to be the Ferrari of SF1 Tom. He showed really good pace early on, making up a lot of positions early in this race. And now he has fresh medium compound tires on that probably at least one or possibly two more laps of this race are going to get clicked off under safety car. So it could be a 10-lap dash to the finish, and he's on mediums, which you could take 10 laps fairly easily and have more pace than those hard compound tires for the majority of it.
Most certainly, and it looks like everybody but Kevin, Mech Senna, Ringwraith, Tizonic, and Mech Stylo took on fresh tires. Everybody but them took on fresh tires, which will definitely be interesting near the end of the race. If Mech Stylo's tires do fall off, will people like Maverick or Tom or McFace Chase be able to come back and get around them?
Well, now Kevin's sitting in a kind of precarious position. He started way down the field. He's up 12 positions. He's currently your biggest mover of the race, all the way up to P4 in that Red Bull. However, he is sitting on those 12-lap old hards. So he will make it to the end of the race on those tires, no question. But I don't think he's going to have the pace to stay in front of quite a few drivers that are behind him. I think a lot of the guys behind him are going to be able to pass him rather easily with their new fresh rubber that they're just now scuffing up during these safety car laps. So Kevin probably won't stay there. He's probably going to end up falling back down the order. If I was him, I probably would have gone and pitted anyway and gotten new tires, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that is a strategy error from Kevin. Because everybody around him has newer tires.
Kevin has just spun out SF1 Tom. He just spun out SF1 Tom in turns 5 and 6. SF1 Tom's all the way down to P10 now. P12, he's just now got the car spun around. That's going to be looked at. Kevin, naughty, naughty, naughty.
We're going to see scenes of back in the 98 Spa when Coulthard, when Schumacher hit Coulthard and Schumacher ran over to the McLaren
and Kevin
garage.
has just passed McFace Taste.
What is he doing? He's going to get a penalty for that.
How is he not getting a penalty? He's passed 2 cars now under safety car blatantly. Is he going to try to pass Stalo for the lead now and not get penalized for it?
What is happening?
So the safety car is not coming in this lap. So we've got another lap under safety car. But the big loser here is SF1 Tom. He was sitting pretty in third on a good tire that he could run to the end to take the win in this race if he could have gotten by Stalo in the Mercedes. Now he's all the way down into P12 from
I have no clue
driver
what's going
error.
on with Kevin.
I don't either. How has he not been penalized for passing underneath safety car?
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I recorded it because I saw it on my screen when it happened. So he will definitely be in the steward's box after this race.
Yeah, I definitely do see a penalty coming from that.
Yeah, which is deserving. And then as well here on the stream, he's now passed McFace Taste. So I've never seen this where a driver is able to pass another one under safety car on the game and not receive a penalty from it. Usually as soon as you pass a driver, You have 15 seconds to relinquish that position, and he obviously has not done that.
I bet
So
you McFaceface is furious in that cockpit of the Haas.
well, and McFaceface has every right to be. Kevin's on now 13 lap old mediums. So those are old mediums
Hards.
that are now, or yes, hards, excuse me. So those are hards that are 13 laps old that are most likely cold now. Whereas McFaceface is on 3 lap old hards that are probably cold as well, but still in much better condition than the Red Bull's tires. So if I was McFaceface, I would be livid. I would be furious. I'd be screaming right now.
Yeah, and Kevin, all he's gonna do is just hold up McFaceface and everybody else behind him, because he got these tires on lap 2, Aldifer. And it looks like the safety car, is it coming in this lap? Usually they would have, and a safety car would have announced it by now if it was coming in this lap. Yep, safety car's in this lap. The lights are out, so Mexile is gonna back up the pack as they're gonna get ready to go green. Mexile is gonna be in the front row seat. Kevin somehow in second. McFaceface in third. Probably livid. Whiffy winner back in the fourth. Maverick in fifth. Senna in sixth. Orange Crush in seventh. Funky Cactus eighth. B-Roll Maverick ninth. LDR Redeemer 10th. SF1 Tom 11th. Tazonic 12th. Ringwraith 12th, my bad. Oh no, Tazonic. SF1 Tom, what is going on there?
Well, see, SF1 Tom just passed 2 cars under safety car, and I'm pretty sure he just got the warning for it and had to drop back. As now we see Kevin all over the back of the Mercedes. They're racing into turn 1. Kevin's not going to be able to make a move on the Mercedes. The Mercedes is going to retain that lead coming into 2. They're going to run down the back straightaway, down into turn 3. Kevin right on the backside of that Mercedes. As now we see the Mercedes creating a little bit of a gap as McFaceface falls back just a little bit. As BRL Maverick is all over the back of Whiffy Winner trying to make the pass. Currently, BRL Maverick is on the best tires out of everybody in the top 5. We should see him getting up closer to the podium position soon. Up front here, we got McFaceface now back onto the gearbox of the Red Bull of Kevin. He wants to get this Haas past this Red Bull as quickly as he can, as we see a little bit of lag coming from the Red Bull of Kevin. Ooh, a lot of lag coming from Kevin. That may be why he didn't get a penalty. He lagged in the game, and the game didn't register. So that may be a possibility. We're unsure of what really happened, but McFaceface has a lot of ERS saved up. He is going to try to do everything he can to pass Kevin right here coming out of turns 15, running into 16. He's going to want to stay on his gearbox coming out of this turn right here, the final hard left-hander, and he's going to have to run down and get his... I think we just lost the stream. I'm not sure. I think we lost the stream. Did we lose the stream?
No, I just lost my voice.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, here we go. Oh my goodness! As Kevin, very dangerous driving, peels off into pit lane. Come on, there, fella. What are you doing with today? So now McFaceface is going to take over P2, but just like I said, Maverick's on the best tires out of everybody up there. He's already made up 2 positions in the first lap of Green Flag Racing after the safety car. As we now have Orange Crush having an issue. Looks like he had an issue in turns 2. Yes, he did. He had an issue in turn 2. He has spun that Ferrari around. He's waiting for all the traffic to get by him. Very respectful, waiting on the guys to go through so that way he doesn't affect anybody. A lot of bumping and banging here. SF1 Tom trying to get around Ringwraith for P9. SF1 Tom driving angry, as I would be if I was him as well. He's now coming up to the back of the Red Bull of Mex Senna. Last time he was this close to a Red Bull, things went very wrong for him, and he didn't even do anything to deserve it. So
Kevin didn't even stop for tires. He stopped to serve his drive-through.
You gotta be kidding me.
So he is still on 15 lap old hards.
Well, what did he receive a drive-through for?
The speeding
Oh.
in the speeding on your safety car.
Ah, okay. Well, here we go. Back up front, we've got Maverick 7/10 behind Mephistace in the Haas. The Haas has very good straight line speed today, but looks like we're going to see this Renault creeping up on the Haas. Yes, he is. He is coming very quickly, already doing 200 miles an hour as they come out of turn 20 into the detection area. Maverick did not have DRS. That's strange, but Maverick still looking to get the job done without it. He gets right up next to him. He's going to outbrake him, and he almost goes off, but he keeps that clean and beautiful. Mephistace now back to the driver's left. He's going to have the preferred line going into this corner. Maverick making that outside line work as now Mephistace has DRS. Mephistace going to fight back. He's going to come down, and he's going to try to take... Maverick swoops across to block him off. Side by side going into turn 3, Maverick's going to retain that position. Mephistace could not make it work on driver's right, but I'm sure we haven't seen the last of Mephistace. This is good driving from these two. So now Maverick has cleared Mephistace. Do we think it's possible, with the laps remaining, for Maverick to make up almost 4 seconds on our leader and catch him and pass him for the win?
I can see it. I know Maverick. He's a fairly quick driver, considering that he was in Tier 1 last year. But yeah, I believe he could do it. Big Mr. Brown wrecks out of the session. There's a Sector 1 and 3 cautions, yellow in Sector 1. It looks like he just retired in the pit lane, though, so I don't think we'll be seeing a safety car.
And it looks like Mephistace is getting really cheeky on the brakes here. He is going to have DRS assistance on the front straightaway. Excuse me, I thought I was going to cough there. As Maverick jumps up and just... Yeah, he must have a bottle of nitrous in that car. He got out of that corner so fast. He's going to run down the front straightaway, even if the Haas gets DRS assistance, which he does. He is not going to be able to catch Maverick on the straightaway. His best bet's going to be to try down the back shorter chute out of turn 2, but I think even then he's not going to have enough time to catch Maverick as he breaks very late into turn 1. We could see a battle heat up between these two as Maverick's tires start to fall off and these hards begin to come in. As SF1 Tom has now made his way back up to 5th place. He just got past the racing point of Redeemer. We haven't really spoke much on Redeemer today. He's on 6-lap old hard compound tires. But we've got SF1 Tom sitting pretty in 5th place now. He's probably going to be able to catch Tazonic. And then I'm not sure, he's probably not going to be able to catch the drivers in front of him to get onto the podium because they're too far out in front. But we could possibly see SF1 Tom picking up another position yet today in this race. As Mephistace is trying to draw in ever closer to Maverick. He's just under 8/10 off of him, coming into the castle turn, going up the hill, going through this quick little right-hander, then the left-hander, which is really tricky when you're getting on the power coming out of here. You really want to step on that loud pedal as early as you can, but you catch yourself lighting up the rear tires a lot here, as it looks like Maverick has gained just a little bit of time, but Mephistace doing very good in the braking zone, but I think we're going to see Mephistace. Yes, Mephistace is outside of the 1 second margin, so he is not going to be able to get DRS assistance coming down the front straightaway. So we're probably going to see Maverick begin to pull away from the Haas driver.
Yeah, and it was a fantastic effort from the Haas driver. But all he has to do now is just hold off from Tazonic, who's 6 seconds down the road, and he has himself a podium, which I think he would be thrilled with.
Yeah, I mean, podiums are great. Every driver wants to at least get podiums, but every driver wants to win. You know, just depending on what your pace is, what the track is. Every weekend you come in with a different expectation, and that even goes for our gentleman Chandler Sieta that won the Tier 1 championship last year. There were some tracks that he came into on the weekend he didn't expect to win. Some he didn't even expect a podium. He just expected to finish within the top 5. So not every weekend do you show up with the same mindset. SF1 Tom definitely showed up this weekend with the mindset of wanting to get some work done, and he is putting the work in.
Kevin's out.
I'm riding on board with the Ferrari of Orange Crush right now. Maybe I'll get to see what happened to Kevin.
Oh, go, and it looks
And
like...
another safety car. There's another
Oh
safety
my
car.
goodness.
Oh, this is going to be... Okay, so now who's going to come in and jump on the softs? Because you can take the soft... I think
has to.
everybody in the top 5 has to come in and jump
They
on them
have to.
right now. If you don't, you're crazy. I'm sorry. You've got to come in and jump on them.
They are the go-to tires right now, the soft compact tires. They're going to have 3 lap shootout. It's going
Yeah,
to
because
be...
the safety
It's going
car
to
was
be
out for what, about 3 laps last time?
3 4 laps, yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely be coming in to jump on the softs as we see Stylo looks like he's
Yep, he's
aiming
going
his
in.
car that direction. Yes, he is going to go in.
Maverick, it looks like Maverick's heading that direction as well. No, he's
No,
not.
Maverick's opting to stay out. He'd rather keep the track position because he doesn't know who all behind him might pit, because Mephaestes didn't pit. Dezonic didn't pit. SF1 Tom is not going to pit. Redeemer's not going to pit.
Was this just a curse for Mech Stylo?
It may have been. This could have just ruined his chances at a win and possibly a podium.
Oh, LDO Redeemer gets out behind him.
Yeah,
Whiffy
so
Winner
he's
and Funky
sitting in
Cactus
fifth.
get in.
Well, he's sitting in 5th, but the problem is he's on those beautiful brand new soft compound tires, which are going to be super fast, but everybody in front of him is on those slower tires. Now, I say that it's not very amusing for a driver when you're on a very fast tire that's brand new and everybody else is on a slower compound that they've been on for a while, especially at a track like this. On this track, when you're that car that's on fresh, brand new tires, especially if you've been leading this race from flag to flag, if you're on that fresh, brand new tire and everybody else around you is on those slower tires, it's like putting a bull in a china shop. You're going to be so much faster. You're going to have to be so aware of your surroundings because everybody else is going to have to move so much slower than you, like through this castle turn right here. When they get here, whenever we go back to green flag racing, he's going to have to be so careful because everybody else is going to be so slow going in there compared to what his pace is going to be going in there. He could rear end somebody and take himself out of the race altogether.
Yeah, and Orange Crush got a 5-second time penalty for crossing the white line while exiting the pit lane. I don't think that's going to affect him too much. He is currently in 12th place, not having the best of races. As once again, we get some great action shots from the chopper from our broadcast crew here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Helps us out big time. Make sure you also, if you're watching us live on Twitch, make sure you go ahead and follow us and subscribe to us as well. You guys don't know how much that support means to us. And also make sure you check out our merch from Designed by Humans. And now for our shoutouts to our affiliates, Vertigears, the best gaming chairs in the business that you can buy. We also have Gamer Grindco for the best coffee that gamers can drink. Rogue Energy, the best energy drink for gamers as well. Into the AM, the best apparel. And yeah, that's pretty much all of our affiliates.
All right, now let's talk about this. Maverick started in P2, fell down the order due to hitting the wall on the exit of 15, I believe, and had to go in and get his front wing repaired. He has made a total of 2 stops, and now he's sitting pretty in first place because our number 1 qualifier decided that he was going to go in and pit. So now that Maverick's up here, do we think that Maverick is going to be able to retain this lead and win this race? Or could Maverick have an issue, or possibly just have Mephaestes, who's been very fast in the straights, pass him on the straightaway and really hurt his time for the rest of the race?
It'll be definitely interesting to see. But another person we also have to look out for is Mech Stylo. Is he just gonna smooth sailing past all the cars up into the lead, or is he not gonna be able to? Or is he not gonna be able to be up there?
Well, there's 3 cars that are in between he and the leaders, so you know, at this track, you almost want to figure a maximum passing rate of 2 cars a lap. So if this race goes green flag this time by, yes, I could see him back up at the front, at least right on Maverick's tail, which the safety car is coming in this lap. So we are going to go back to green. So now we got Maverick coming out of the final hard left-hander, running about 80 mile an hour. He's now slowing way down. He wants to back everybody up. Everybody having to get really hard on the brakes behind him. He slew everybody down really hard at quite a rate. I don't think anybody was ready for. Maverick just kind of playing with the throttle, deciding on what time he wants to go. They've come out of turn 19. They're coming to the little kink at 20.
He's bunching everybody up. He's doing this on purpose.
Oh, yes, I would as well. And there he goes. He takes a gear. We're in 5th gear, 6th gear, into 7th gear now. We're doing 180 mile an hour now, 190. Going to be at 200 before we get there. As Face doesn't look like he's going to be close enough to make a move on Maverick, so Maverick is going to keep that position. As Mex Stylo loses a position, he is now fighting with Redeemer in the Force India. The Force India is going to get the preferred line.
Him and Redeemer got into it. They bumped a little bit going into 1.
And Redeemer's going to block. He does not want to see. I'm honestly surprised. I figured Redeemer probably wouldn't have got. Oh, is Mixed. See what I was talking about? McStylo trusted those tires too much. Now he has wing damage. He just rear-ended Redeemer. He probably has no left front end plate, if I had to guess. Yes, his left front end plate is gone. And it looks like he is also missing a tertiary flap. So he is going to be down on pace. So back up to the front, Maverick now leading the pack. He's almost a second clear of the closest driver to him, which is the second place running car, the Haas of Mephistes, with Tizonic in 3rd. Just behind him is SF1 Tom, with Redeemer, who just muscled his way past the Mercedes into turns 1 and 2, is now running in 5th place, with the now injured Mex Stalo in that Mercedes running right behind him. Mex Stalo still showing some pretty good pace. As we see the Renault of BRL Skeppy. BRL Skeppy gets loose and gets into the wall. He gets a 5-second time penalty. Oh my goodness.
Chaos here at Baku.
So now, do we have any takers? I don't think we'll see anybody heading into pit lane.
Point.
The VSC came out too late. Top 5 are going to bypass. Top 10 are all going to bypass. What's going on with Skeppy? Skeppy is going to duck into pit lane. He is not going to be happy. He's going to be frustrated about that one. And Funky Cactus is going to come in right behind him. Not sure if Skeppy just got into the loud pedal a little too early and almost looped it on his own, and then Funky came in and hit him.
What just happened? Mex Stylo just got a penalty. He hit Redeemer. I think Redeemer got damage from that.
And we're now green flag racing again.
And Redeemer has damage.
Redeemer's in front of him. So what happened there, Blue Flag? I missed it on my screen. I was looking at the boys in pit lane.
It looks like Redeemer slowed up and Stylo didn't expect it and just hit him. And Redeemer got wing damage from it.
Like a bull in a china cabinet.
Most definitely. As we have about 3 laps to go with, whoever gets a time penalty for multiple warnings. That's the first corner cutting penalty I've seen today.
Yeah, it actually is. They've redone the track limits on this circuit. There's a lot of places where you used to try to extend a little bit, and it was the line that the Formula One drivers would take when they were racing around here, and you would get penalized for it. So finally, they've redone it to where you can actually run the Formula One line that like Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas, the one that they would run, and you don't get penalized for it. So to get a penalty here, you really only have a couple places to do it. It's going to be the exit of turn 1 and the exit of the castle. What would that be? Turn 12. So
2 laps to go to Zonic all over the back of McFace. He's going to look at the inside of turn 2. It's not going to happen. He's going to have to get rest though on McFace in the Haas. SF1 Tom close behind about 2 seconds. Let's see if he can jump into that battle, but Tizonic looks like he's gonna swoop by McFaceday. McFaceday is going to defend. Looks like he's going to hold off the position. Tazonic locks up a little bit there.
And Maverick just sitting pretty out front, almost 3 seconds clear of that battle behind him. Maverick driving a very good race here in this back half of the race. We saw him get into the wall earlier, but now he's doing very well with that new front wing on that Renault. Looking very good coming into the castle section.
Well, I think with Max Styler out of the question, I think that it's smooth sailing for him, as these two are going to duke it out for the last lap and a half.
Yeah, Tazonic just scraped the wall a little bit there in the hill of Castle, just ever so slightly.
Yeah, I don't think he got any damage from it, luckily, as he's still going to try and chase down McFaceday, as they're going to head into the last lap of this race. The Haas of McFacedays fighting off Tazonic for second place, as they're heading down to the 18, 19, and then to the Kink 20 to start the last lap of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here at the Baku City Street Circuit. Maverick's going to start off the last lap by crossing the line first. He has a 3.2 second gap. I think he's going to be able to hold it off for the race.
It's going to be a battle into turn 1. Here comes Tazonic. He's going to look at driver's right. Might be trying to, yes, he is thinking about the switchback. And he's going to make it work. McFaceday gets just a hair of oversteer. McFaceday's now coming back on the outside.
Oh,
they get into each other.
Oh, who got DRS?
Neither
of them got it. Neither
Wow.
of them were awarded DRS, so it's a drag race. Pure engine power. And the Honda's going to get it done into turn 2.
Yeah, and it looks like McFacedays might be trying to look back at Tazonic going into, I think this would be, 6 and 7 or 5 and 6.
This is going to be turns 5 and 6 coming in the left-hand McFacedays all over the back of Tazonic, coming through turn 6 now, running down this little short chute into turn 7, going to get up to about 168 mile an hour before they slam on the brakes.
He's going to have to look at the DRS.
Right-hander.
That's going to be his last chance at the DRS. So he's going to have to try and save up as much ERS as possible. As don't forget, you also have SF1 Tom. Now he's on the back of McFacedays. Tazonic started to pull away, but McFacedays needs to
running
push.
an overtake. Well, Tazonic's running an overtake that whole time. McFacedays was only running in ERS mode 1, trying to save up ERS. But I think it may be one card, one save too late. Tazonic's pretty well clear of him. He's almost a second. If McFacedays makes one error right there through the final left-hander, which he does not, so he's still within DRS range, coming in the detection zone.
I'm going to interrupt you there, as race winner, B-Round Maverick's going to be coming across the start-finish line to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. He has to be thrilled about that.
SF1 Tom is all over the back of McFacedays. No idea where he came from. He's not going to be close enough, but with one more lap, we could have seen a three-way battle for that podium position.
And Mick Styler gets a 5-second time penalty for an unserved penalty. That's going to drop him down to 7th. Looks like we're waiting on the rest of our finishers. Whiffy winner in 10th. Funky Cactus is going to come home in 11th. And Bureau Skeppy is going to come home in 12th, maybe 11th if Funky Cactus can hold him off. It's going to be close, but Funky Cactus is going to hold him off for 11th. So Bureau Skeppy is going to be the last of your race finishers. As we're going to run through the race result real quick while Alderfer tries to get our podium drivers into the booth real quick. As we're going to look, Bureau Maverick winning the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for Renault. He has to be thrilled about that, Alderfer.
Yeah, he's worked so hard this season, and he came so close. Earlier in the season, we really thought that he had a good chance, and then it just didn't pan out for him. So to see him standing on top of the podium today, I guarantee you he is now on a high.
Most definitely, as we have Tazonic and McFacedays. Good to see McFacedays on the podium, as we're going to run through your race results. Bureau Maverick takes home the first place today. Tazonic about 3.3 seconds behind him. McFacedays at 3rd. Estefan Tom at 4th. Max Senna in 5th. Ringwraith in 6th. Max Stylo in 7th. He has to be disappointed after that. LDR Redeemer in 8th. Orange Crush 9th. Whiffy winner rounds out your top 10 now for the rest of your grid. Funky Cactus comes home in 11th. Bureau Skeppy disappointed in P12. And now for your non-finishers, you have Kevin came on and DNF to P13, Big Mr. Brown P14, and his teammate Britty Raccoon in 15th with Adam and Weiser Square, your bottom two. That's going to round out your race results for your Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Sad day for the team of Alfa Romeo, scoring no points with both cars on track. So neither of their cars finished today, which is not good for their championship standings in the Constructors' Championship. But we've got everybody in the party now, I do believe. We're going to go in reverse order today. So today, I believe it was Mephaestes that was our third place finisher. Mephaestes, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about that, buddy? You were looking pretty solid for P2, and then it just kind of seemed like Tazonic came out of nowhere there at the very end and was able to get past you. We thought that you might have been able to fight him back for it there at the very end, but it seemed like you just didn't have enough speed there at the very last straightaway to catch back up to him. What did you think of your race today?
No, I think it was a great race for my part. From the qualification, I could pass Kick Active on the third place on the lap one, so it was a solid race.
Well, congratulations on finishing P3 today. Good drive from you. We can't wait to see you next week. Tazonic moving on to P2. Tazonic, what a race there, bud. At the very end, we were sitting there talking during the safety car. We were like, wait, where did he come from? He wasn't there just a few laps ago. And now here you are standing on the second step of the podium. You know, how does that make you feel? You didn't start off very high, but you finished very high.
It was sort of a comeback drive after turn one. I got spun round in turn one. I don't know whose fault it was. I had to look at the replay, but I spun round in turn one and I was, dead last most of the race by like 35-40 seconds, and then that safety car, I don't know what caused it, but it brought me right back into contention. And I thought I put on the mediums to get to the end, thinking they could probably do 11 laps, and everyone else sort of pitted around me. And then after that it was just catching up to Facetus, and then we had a good battle last lap, but I just snuck through. So I did sort of come out of nowhere, but it was a great race, and the sort of safety car sort of gave me that in theory, but I'll take it.
Well, congratulations. It was a great race from our end as commentators. We, were sitting there for a few laps like, okay, something needs to happen. And then we had two safety cars out of nowhere, and the end of the race was just so much fun to watch and so much fun to commentate. We appreciate you showing up today and giving it your all and coming from the back to take the second step on the podium. Now moving on to our race winner, which I'm really happy you won because I'm really biased when it comes to Americans. It's just good to see an American on the top step every once in a while. BRL Maverick in the Renault. Maverick, congratulations on the win, bud. It looked like you were going to struggle there for a little while after you got into the wall early on in the race with that wing damage, but you were able to come back, and you didn't pit under the safety car, which we thought a couple of the front runners would do, and it looks like you kind of lucked out on that, bud. Walk us through that.
Well, I pit under the first safety car and changed the mediums and repaired my wing because I was fucked without that. My I had like red wing almost, so it was pretty bad. And then I knew as soon as none of those guys pit, I had a good chance to win just because of the tire difference. Because the mediums compared to the hards are a lot faster.
A lot of difference.
So it was, I was pretty excited in the party when I saw that safety car come out. Never like to see someone crash, but I was cheering pretty hard.
Well, what did you think under the first for the first safety car? We had a bit of a conundrum up here in the booth. We saw that Kevin literally spun out SF1 Tom, which I recorded because I was like, what is going on here? And then after that, he just blatantly passed Mephaestes and was sitting in P2 for the restart.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I didn't really see it. I just saw Tom get dumped, and I was like, oh, well, that sucks for Tom. But
and Tom was coming back
now
on
I don't.
you
But
as
now
well.
I don't have to pass him, so I'm like, okay, great.
Well, it was a great race from all three of y'all today. I'm really appreciative that the three of y'all were here today. It was a great race at the very end. Unfortunate, that Maverick pulled away from y'all at the end. I was really kind of hoping it'd be a three-way battle at the end, but I'll take a two-way battle at the line. So, Blue Flag, do you have any questions?
No, I do not.
So where are we going next week? Next week is Spain, yes?
Yes, we're gonna head to round 5, Barcelona next week. Same
España.
time frame. Make sure you tune in about 30 minutes for Tier 1 with Dan the Man. And make sure you also tune in Monday with Exia for Tier 3. And then Formula 2 Friday night with Aldifer and I. And then once again, back here, Tier 2, 8 p.m. You know where to be. Twitch channel, Breakout Racing League. That's going to be it for us today. I hope to see you guys next week and see you guys in 30 minutes in the Tier 1 live stream. This has been BRL Blue Flag and BRL Aldifer for the Tier 2 Azerbaijan Grand Prix.